Good morning, Franz. Happy New Year. How you doing? Neff was first, and he was first. Fantasy second, Dutch third, Kavach fourth. Kavach, I'm sorry you've been sick. Fantasy, I hope you feel better. I was doing another practice painting last night, but I'd like to start on this one. We are going to make a little bit of a difference with this one, so it's not going to be an exact replica. Hi, you Dutch. How you doing? Did everybody have a good night last night? I've got some snackies. I've got some coffee. I went grocery shopping with my brother, and then I went looking for the cream this morning. The cream that we bought yesterday, that we specifically went out to buy. We'd noticed last night that the tomatoes were missing, but we didn't get charged for them. We also didn't get charged for any of the cream, nor did we receive any of the cream. So I'm very confused as to how we did not get some of our groceries that were on the end of the belt. Yeah, I think the person behind us just didn't want to go look for either tomatoes or cream and just stuck the bar in front of our stuff while we weren't looking. That's what I suspect. Either that, the cashier absolutely was not paying attention because my brother and I were loading the cart, but we weren't charged for it. So we're very confused. My brother still doesn't know. He hasn't gotten up yet. Anyway, so I've got a little snacky and a piece of toast and a cup of coffee. I'm actually eating today. I don't know if you can hear the crunching. If you can hear the crunching, let me know. And I'll mute my mic when I nom something because I know a lot of people have misophonia here. They don't like the sounds. The sounds, they're illegal. Now, I told a friend that I would send him the link to the channel. So I have to do that. Because we're actually painting his dog today. Snacks, warm milk, and to bed yesterday. We were both scared of what fireworks our crazy neighbors might launch into the street. Well, there were no fireworks here last night. Just none. I guess my neighborhood doesn't do fireworks anymore. A warm milk, though. That sounds amazing. Let's see. Here is conversation with his friend. What? He doesn't know that I'm painting his dog. This dog's name is Tessa. She was always a very good girl. It's still just a quick painting. Thank you for the hydrate, Neff, and the concussion. Oh, we've got a streak. Take your pills. I think I might have. I'm not sure anymore. Let's see, it's Thursday today. So, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. I took my meds already, apparently. Don't even remember doing it. I wish I had a better picture of Tessa, but this is the only one that I had. So, the background is going to be more neutral. I think what I'm just going to do is that. So we're not going to have the person sitting in the background either. Tessa was a very good girl. She deserves a nice portrait. Oh, these paintings, these ones are really fast. As a matter of fact, how big is this file? We're gonna change this a bit. So, here. I'm gonna put this one at 300 DPI, and we're gonna change it to change it to that. And we're gonna have to make up some of the spot in here. But no, feel free to chat. These paintings, they don't distract me too much. So I'm quite easy to talk to when I do this, but when I'm doing line art and stuff, for some reason I have to pay close attention because I'm usually concentrating really hard on the lines. But these ones, I'm usually like listening to like a YouTube video or something when I do a quick painting. Like these are really, really fast practices. I'm just gonna make the Tessa one a little bit bigger than I normally would for a practice piece because it's also going to be a gift for an old friend and one of the first people to ever commission me for some book covers. But since we're not doing an exact replica this time, it's we're gonna do a little bit of extra work. But please do not hold back on chatting, because otherwise I will fall into silence and it's kind of sad. I want my stream to be nice and exciting and inviting for people. I'm glad that you didn't have to suffer fireworks last night. I know a lot of people love fireworks, a lot of people hate fireworks. It's a conundrum because I love them but a lot of my friends don't. I'm not sure Tesla even cares about fireworks. But then again, it's not so common in Canada that people set off fireworks. Especially from what I've heard of Dutch fireworks. Kind of indifferent to fireworks. I enjoy a fireworks show. If there is one, I wouldn't go out of my way to see one or buy fireworks. Yeah, I'm kind of in that boat. I kind of really hope that that my friend shows up today to see his dog because I told him last night when he was visiting for the first time in age that he would be really interested in what I was painting today, because I had already planned to do uh, one of the two paintings that I have of some pets. She was just kind of like a weird mixed breed of whatever, but she was such a sweet doggo. Oh no, no, you guys don't chat too much. I am a chatterbox. I will talk forever. And if I take too long with a picture, that's my own fault. It's not the fault of chat ever. Now, I do animals very infrequently, so don't be surprised if this doesn't turn out very well. I'm pretty sure she's got another patch, like right here. She was a mixed mutt. This is way off. Holy cannoli. What was wrong with me this morning? Too much alcohol last night. She was such a good girl. She was afraid of my dad. I think she was afraid of his beard. This is gonna look a bit like nightmare fuel until like I figure out what I'm doing. Let's see. Might have to do that for a little bit. She has that like cute little eyebrow thing going on. Let's see here. This will take me a while to get the shapes right. Ah! Why have you done this? Thanks for the hydrate, Neff. Where's my coffee? My coffee's over here. Talk about burning money. Oh yeah, fireworks. They're ridiculously expensive. She was a very energetic dog. Well, fantasy. There is a way off the merchant ship. Unfortunately, I can't really help you with that. But I can hold off on saying things while the merchants try to haggle you and take you for all you're worth. Hmm? That one eye popping out the side of the head like, oh yeah! Just so you know, I've never painted a dog before. This is my first time. This is my first time ever painting a dog. Like, you know, I've drawn kind of cartoony shapes of dogs before, but I've never actually painted a dog. Good morning, Cora! Cora is giving us a posture check. Everybody else, shrimp and spines. Give yourself a little wave back and forth like seaweed in the ocean currents. Make sure you move around a bit. Don't sit all day, it's bad for you. We're painting my friend's dog. Her name is Tessa. She passed away a long time ago. But she was the goodest dog. We're gonna need some pink for dog tongue. I'm gonna have to start with this already. It's gonna be weird and jank for a bit. That's alright. It doesn't help that it's such a weird angle, too. let's just try filling this in a little bit more. How you doing today, Cora? We're awfully quiet. She was really excited right here. What a happy doggo. Got a little ear sticking out here. There's a bit of blue light coming in here. Must have been in the afternoon. A bit of more blue light here. Don't see any of the blue light on this side. Yeah, I love doing these. I heard the word cheese. Cheese for me? No, she's like, pets? Pets for me? You pet, yes. This right here is the lap desk that my mom uses for her computer. So this picture is probably taken by my mom. Yeah, see, I've got it a little bit off still. This ear is a bit further back still. And there's a lot of foreshortening happening. This eye should be more up here. Whoa, it's getting weird. It'll get worse before it gets better, trust me. This has to come out more. The nose I've like completely fucked up. I have to flip it again. That's because all this is too far this way. What am I doing? It will always look worse before it looks better. Especially with this weird alien-shaped dog head with this eyeball like popping off the side. You're like, what the fuck is happening? Let's try giving some proper shape to the nose, I think. Get her little eyebrowsies right. Now she looks friendlier. Let's get her little caramel coloring in there. A little bit of caramel coloring down here on her mouth. Our red setter loved cheese. Kind of more attack mode now. It will always look worse before it looks better. Always, always, always. I'll have to secretly get photos of all my friends' pets so I can do paintings for them. Yeah, it'll look better soon. Trust me, trust me. You just gotta get the lighting right. There we go. It's starting to look better now. Gotta get that blue light back in there. A reflection of the living room window. The eye popping out of the head, so weird. Yeah, it's definitely a trust the process thing, and don't be afraid to paint over stuff. It doesn't help that this is a very strange angle. There's nothing you can do that can't be fixed. Yep. There's a fair amount of distortion happening too because of uh, the angle of the photo. But yeah, you know those book covers that I did like ages ago? I've shown them on stream before. I did them the January of 2023, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird almost fisheye effect that's happening. Like it is a distorted, especially like around here. It's mostly around the other eye. It's there's some sort of warping effect that's happening. And it's really, really funny. Because, like, if I bring this, pop a new layer on top, you're getting this weird sort of. And then it goes in. So her nose is coming down like this. If I bring this over, you can see how wrong I've got it still. And that's because of the camera. Let's see how much closer that went. See, it's a little bit better. I've got the eye in the wrong spot, and that's part of the problem. We'll just paint this ear back in afterwards. That's why I do these practices, Dutch, because not only is it good practice for me, but it's sort of an example of, for other people, like, if they're just not sure how to paint. Oops, wrong layer. If they're just not sure how to paint, it gives you an idea of where you can get started. Because, like, look how off I still am with that eye. But the reason I'm not just putting that piece, like putting this line on my side, is because then I don't learn anything. And yeah, normally you wouldn't have something like the liquify tool to work with in real life. But, like, God, it looks so weird like that. First of all, this is in the wrong spot, so we'll fix that. My black isn't black enough. My shadows aren't dark enough. And as the painting starts coming together, like, just adding in the right level of light and shadow changes so much. Look, there's a dog in there somewhere. Now, would I be able to draw a portrait of Tessa from, like, memory, or draw a different picture of her in a different pose, one that doesn't actually exist? Not at my skill level. It's like the portrait of Necromancer's wife. Like, he gave me a couple of photos of her to replicate for the portrait, the succubus picture. And I just don't have the skill level quite to make a portrait of somebody from building up, like, facial structure and stuff from different pictures. You know, like an AI could make a whole video of somebody that doesn't exist with just a few photographs of them. And I am not that. I don't have that level of skill. And there are some artists who can look at pictures and draw a portrait of somebody that never existed, but it's like photoreal. Like, I show the MS Paint pictures of Santa Claus that some people have done, and it's wild. Like, it's so wild that people can paint hyper realism in fucking paint. Like, that's just insanity. I don't think I will ever be at that level of skill, but hyper realism has never been my focus, only semi realism. I would like to try hyperrealism someday. In this case, my black isn't black enough for the nose. And that's a problem that I know that I have, where I don't make my brights bright enough and my darks dark enough. I am aware that it's a problem of mine. And really, hyperrealism is just about... Hey, Helga, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. I told you you would like today's painting. You came and visited us at just the right time. Everybody, this is the owner, Tessa. This lovely, good pooch here. Background makes it look like craft paper. Beautiful. Welcome to the islands, Helga. I have had this practice piece set up and ready to go for like 8 months. This is the only good picture I have of your dog. So, I'm making up a background. I like magazines like Juxtapose that features anything from anime renders to oils. I love all kinds of art, man. All kinds of art. Just because it's anime doesn't mean it ain't worth it, right? Ross Riders! Good morning. You now have a Twitch baby. Congratulations. And
Ross
Happy New
Riders
Year.
has been here 9 months.
Welcome back to the island. Thank you for paying your taxes for your residence. It helps us repair all the infrastructure lost in the great carpeting, the great carpet tasting of avid carpet enjoyer. You're now able to replace more carpets within our nation. And for people that don't know, someone named Avid Carpet Enjoyer came to the stream one day, and he ate all of the nation's carpets. But really, the only difference between semi-realism and hyper-realism is how fine your brush strokes get. Let's be honest. Part of my problem, I think, is I don't have the right shape for the head. Yep. Happy New Year to everybody who just arrived. And to those lurking as well. I know there are lurkers. There are always lurkers. I know, because after Twitch stopped counting people that don't that don't chat for like 30 minutes or something to combat, um, try and combat bots in the worst way possible, my viewership dropped by like 5 or 6 people per stream. So I know people lurk, and I have no problems with people lurking. It's just, you don't get counted for ads. I think the nose should probably have a little bit more curve to it. We're gonna get a little bit creative here. But Helga, was I right? Do you like the subject of today's painting practice? I was also working on this one, but it's an AI picture. And it's not what I'm taking great time with. I'm just playing with light and color in that one. Sorry, I went into a full concentration mode there. Does it add back when we start talking again, though? Yes, it does. It does add you back. Just working on my rewriting for my book. That's good. That's good. Helga's a writer, too. You love the subject? Yeah, I thought you would. This one had been on the back burner a while. I have one of Tesla going as well, like just set up and ready to go. Just this file. So, first painting of 2026 is Tessa, and then we'll probably do Tesla at some point later this year. This is a little bit of practice for Kavach's painting as well, of her cat. Because Kavach wants a more Renaissance kind of painting portrait. And so having to make up a little bit for this painting is also good. I also have a little bit wrong around the eye. The eye's in the wrong spot. So we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Then we're going to come back in here, fill this in. You can do a flip. Look at how much better that looks already. The head is still the wrong shape. I know, I'm aware of this. Sometimes you don't see things until you take a little bit of a step back. So much Tesla art. Yeah, Tesla gets a lot of art. But you can kind of tell that those are the same dog, right? If I were to do this, it's always a little bit off. So the eye is still like vastly in the wrong spot, but it's been a while since I've done one of these. Part of the problem is here too. Oh, that's looking closer. Yeah, she was just a mutt. Oh, Ross Riders is streaking! Look at that. Look at that man go! 50 stream streak. Holy shit, Ross. You are a legend, man. You like those numbers going, burr. Ooh la la. Sorry for the crunching. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I was crunching. And then I looked at OBS and I saw the image like really zoomed away from me. And it was just like, there's something wrong there. I had to fix the mouth. There's still something wrong. But it's looking more like her every moment. Like, you saw what it started at in the beginning. Sex-based terms, let's allow it. Anything Ross says is allowed. Just like a sex-based term? Okay. And Helga, pretty much anything you guys say is allowed. If you're a regular, you're pretty much allowed to say just about anything. 50 stream streak, such dedication. Yes, Ross likes to see that number go up. Yeah, that's looking so much more like her. The eye is the wrong shape. But it's getting so much closer. I mean, you guys saw what it started with. It was weird. It was weird. Alright, adventure romance is erotic fantasy, as Helga R. Paxton say to the cover for my fantasy romance novels in the Amazing Kingdom of the Grassless Crest. Yes, I did. Don't we all like big numbers? I like big numbers in my bank account. As long as they're positive numbers. I don't like big negative numbers. I will bring up the pictures. Oh, it was 2024 that I did the commission, so it was January 2024 before I started streaming in December 2024. It looked more like a Greyhound at first. Yeah, it was weird looking at first. This was the crest that I did for the books. I've shared this before on stream, but I don't think Dutch has been here when I shared it. Well, I think I shared it yesterday for some of the people that came in. Yeah. Helga writes mostly erotic fantasy, I think. And of course, romance and adventure. I also write, but I never finish anything. Like my artwork. I only ever finish commissions and practice pieces, but never my own shit. Can't be bothered to find out how the police do their jobs. Aren't you friends with a police officer? Go ask him. Ask him, how would this crime be handled? How would you investigate this? I see another problem that I need to fix. Sorry, I was crunching on stream again, wasn't I? I'm so sorry, Neff. Taking that little step back to look at OBS and see the picture, like really small, like postage stamp size, is helps. Yeah, I think Helga published his 10th thing now. Okay, well, I'm crunching them. Dude, Malcolm's writing isn't bad. It's just his grammar and his spelling are atrocious because he has really bad dyslexia, but he doesn't let that stop him from being a writer. Okay, 10th published work in October. It's all self-publishing because that's that's all anyone ever does nowadays. Choking on mushrooms, sorry. We went to Costco yesterday and I got some more of my mushrooms. My shiitake chips. I think I would like the shiitake chips better if they were like actually sliced mushrooms and not just whole mushrooms. You're great at writing, editing takes you forever. I mean, like as a finished piece writing. Uh, it's the editing takes you forever because your spelling is so bad. But you look like you've gotten better from the way you're chatting. It looks like you've gotten a lot better, but practice helps. That's why I do these quick paintings. And this quick painting is also at my like high level print size. So this is an 11 by 17. Well, the whole canvas is 11 by 17. So cut that in half. It's 8.5 by 11. For the actual portrait ish. However, Clip Studio has the most amazing scaling. So I could always make this picture bigger if I wanted. Sorry, I'm crunching on stream again. Ross has redeemed his treats. Hopefully I won't choke on my toast. Thank you for the streets, Ross. Everybody's treat. Oh, yeah. I turn and look over and Tesla's just curled up into a ball on the sheepskin. Voidism 5 or Voidism V. First time chatter, how you doing? Happy New Year. What's up? How'd you find us? Tell us your story about how you got here. We are painting Helga's pet dog from many years ago today as a practice painting. Remember, even after going over the story of the fine-tooth comb, missed a lot of things. That's why you have to have your stuff edited by someone else. I love it when Sai edits my stuff because she leaves me notes, and it's kind of like... It's kind of like having a sarcastic comedian edit your stuff, because I guess that's what she is. Sai is hilarious. She's like, you know, I'll take adverbs for 500. She's savage with my work, and I love it. Well, I'm here to spend New Year cheer. I was forced from the void and found myself here from the art tag on the page on Twitch. Well, thank you for coming by to the islands. My name is Seika. I am a Demora, and that is a descendant of mostly incubus and succubus demons, but many others.
Voidism is visiting the island.
Thank you for visiting the islands. You're an official visitor now. I stream at 9 a.m. Eastern, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. You know, we do art here, and, well, sometimes art. Mostly we just sit and chat and shoot the shit, hang out. I was about to say shoot the breeze, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. The void brings the cheer. Normally in my books, the void brings the destruction of the universe, but, you know, sometimes it births good things too. Like voidism. Sounds like a great religion. Believe in the void! Depends on my mood. Yep. Void the cheerbringer. But yes, this goodest doggo was named Tessa. And I think this picture was taken by my mom many years ago. It was the only good picture I had as Tessa, and it was supposed to be a surprise gift for Helga. But Helga came by and visited the family home yesterday during New Year's Eve. And I was like, you know what, you should come to my stream tomorrow because I think you'll really like the subject. And so his first time here today, he gets to see his goodest, bestest doggo. And she was such a good girl. Right now, this painting's flipped, by the way. It actually goes this way. My version of voidism is the belief that nothingness is not an end, but a beginning, that within the void, endings are reborn as the very essence of creation. Even in the darkest depths, there is light, even in the dark. There's light, even in the dark. And it is yours to create within, based on my own art stuff, not really a religion. That is pretty much how the void works in my multiverse. It's a puma! Happy New Year, puma! We're painting a doggo today. Though I wouldn't mind being worshipped like the demon I am. More demons! We've got tiefling warlocks. We've got trolls. We've got pumas. Who is actually a dragon. I think. More demons. And then avid carpet enjoyer who eats all of our kingdom's carpets. Although avid carpet enjoyer has not been back. I don't think he knows that we've replaced all of the rugs in the kingdom. We're not allowed to call them rugs. It's apparently a slur. Although I have learned, which I posted in our Discord, that the word rug was actually used to refer to a kind of blanket that people had on their beds in the past. And so, snug as a bug in a rug now makes sense. Because if you got bugs in your bed rug was basically done for. Because you couldn't get them out. Dragon Druid, yes. Puma is a streamer. Everybody should go follow Puma if you have not followed Puma. Puma streams on Sundays at, was it 1 Central? 1 p.m. Central? I too am a carpet enjoyer. Oh yeah, the first thing Avid Carpet Enjoyer said was, "What does your carpet taste like?" But welcome back, Puma. I hope you're having a good New Year's Day. There's a whole lot of people here that you should follow. Voidism. Sioni, Scyoni. She is also a great artist, plays a lot of Monster Hunter. We sometimes play 7 Days to Die with her on stream. Puma is, 2 p.m. CST. Yeah. I always thought it was 1 because I see my clock and it says 1. But my clock would say 3 when you get started. I never know anymore. Sai sometimes streams on Saturday nights. At 7 p.m. Eastern, I think. I'm the only one that's really, like, super consistent and on pretty much every day. Because I am terminally online, because I have no job. I just found out that my plane tickets, my plane tickets alone are going to be $2,000 to get to Germany this year for Conquest. I do not stream as often, y'all. Mainly, I do just little art, sometimes games, so you're also a streamer. Yes, we must go take a look at your channel now. Yes, we'll leave that tab open for later. You at least have a cool stream offline screen. Mine, I don't have one of those. Even though I've been streaming for a year. Stretch and hydrate! Felt that concussion afterwards. God, I've been hit in the head far too much by those cans. Thank you for the hydrate, Neff. Oh, God, tracking. What are you doing? Come on, man. There we go. And now we streets. Oh, the painting goes so much better now. Time to brew tea. Yes. Tea is usually at about 10:30, so my dad's probably going to come from a coffee mug soon. I woke up this morning at 8 o'clock and nobody was up. My dad had slept in. My mom was just apparently in the process of waking up. I was shocked. My dad normally wakes up at like 6 or 7 in the morning, so I was very confused. What color are we on our brush here? Alright, we're going to start refining shapes down a little bit. Shapes and colors. And shading. This needs to be darker. And a little bit more saturation. There's a little bit of that caramel color in here. And I think I need to actually do... No. Is that the direction I want to go in now? Something a little bit off. think it might be. Let's take a look. The colors are almost identical, except for that one. You know, it's funny because that's basically just straight up black. Let's see what the hex code for that is. That's basically straight up black. It's so close to the edge that I'm not sure I can get that close. So, oh, I hear a cheese. Hold on. I gotta mute for a second. I gotta go tell him about the cream. Yeah, you think your brain's going cheese. Like I didn't even notice, and I'm the one who used to be a security guard.
Yeah.
Got something. What was that? Sorry, my brother just got up. I and a posture check. Everybody on Shrimpthine Spines, I really need to just make it so when you hit that thing, those go flying across the screen somehow. I'll have to ask Sai later. I'll have to ask Sai later how to do that, because I have no idea. I tried to figure it out on my own, and I am just too dumb, apparently. I get overwhelmed by programs pretty easily sometimes. Alright. We were refining things now, yes? Yes, that is what the plan was. Refining. We wanted a darker color, right? Nearly black. Same right here. shadow in the eye. I see the problem here. Airbrush in here to darken some of this. Look at this good girl. That little hint of blue here. Hello. Hint of blue. BRB getting food. Enjoy your noms. Still here, kind of running my rewrite. Well, as long as you have the previous version, like, you can just stop doing the rewrite if it's not working. Neff is booping. Almost a bit of green in there, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Let's grab another color here. Go back into the greens and try and choose the right green. think there's some of that green right here too. Well, yeah. You can see some of the amber. How bright is that? Oh, that is not a color that I expected. Alright, let's grab a random color and try and choose one similar to that. It's not exactly right. It's not the right shade of blue. Probably because it's not even a shade of blue, it's purple at this point. Perf! Perf, 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 perf. And Dancing Dinos. Dancing Dinos. And Clubster, hello! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year. How you doing? We're painting Best Doggo Tessa. We're making an attempt to paint this dog. I've never painted a dog before. I do have the original on laptop and then rewrite by hand. Ah. Write by hand? Crazy person. It's amazing how many different colors are in a painting like this. How you doing, Parf Parf? Oh, Fantasy stuck in ant jail. Everybody, if you don't know, I call Monstrella Marmalade Perf Perf because I met her when her username was Perfect Storm 333. Yeah, we became Trouble Twins, masters of goblining, My goblining is generally only accessible when there's another goblin around, so I have to have another goblin to stimulate my goblining. It's just how my goblinness works. I feed off of other goblins. I'm like a goblin vampire. Hydrate from death! Hydrate the gobbo. I was about to say it's already not working again, but no, that was the hydrate redeem thing. I'm confused. It's okay. I'm a dum-dum. It's fine. Dents and dinos. Dents and dinos. I've got the challenge of getting all of these little highlights in here without destroying all of my nice dark shadow work, but still giving the dog shape. Of course, we've got a faint hint of blue in here. All up here. Blue. A little bit more blue. Even more blue. It's blue light. This is still purple, so we gotta fix that. She was definitely angling for pets in this picture. Leaning in, looking around the laptop. That's what she did. She's just like, you pet me now, yes? You're done with that machine, yes? You pet? Give me lovins. Always pet doggos. And Perf has redeemed a posture check. Everybody, once again, on Shrimp Lane Spines. Make sure you get the size of your rib cage. People always neglect that part, so you just gotta give yourself a little wave back and forth. Preferably You know, where my camera can see me. Seaweed in the ocean current and all that stuff. And here's the shrimps. I forgot to hit the chat button. There we go. And Park Forever sent me a picture of a doggo. Oh, that's a cute pupper. That's a sweet pupper. But Tessa is best doggo. But Tessa is no longer with us, and that's why she's getting a special painting as a practice. Because I don't want to paint the whole background in this one. The background in this photo is not great. So we're making some concessions as a form of practice. New puppo, yes. All doggos are good doggos. Like that one time I was walking through downtown with Cy. This lady had a dog and we're like, nice dog. And she's like, yep, it's a dog. And we're like, that is indeed true. All dogs are good dogs. Great wisdom from strangers. I'm actually kind of afraid of dogs. But that's because there were some very cuddly dogs in my youth, and they were bigger than me when they tackled me and wanted to give me love, and I didn't understand because I was too small. So I became kind of afraid of dogs as a child. I never totally quite got over it. Like, I'm much better now than I was before with dogs. But also they stink. They're stinky boys. And girls. They're stinky. Just like some people have bad experiences with cats. Got some shine on the tongue there. Oops. I guess we're working on the nose now. My head. All animals are good animals. Yeah. Cora's sneaking in to try and scare me. Sorry, delayed reaction. Ah! I did ask how you're doing, Cora. But I think you were AFK. Getting into the more granular brush strokes now. You're not going to see really huge changes from here on out. I'm in the tiny brush strokes mode now. The blending. This is looking so much better. I think a little bit of that caramel's coming up here, but it's blending it with the carpet. And I think that's what's making the face look so weird. It's right here. The eyeball just like popping out of the side of it, like, hey there! It's driving me nuts. It's alarming to look at, even in the photo. That eyeball, man. how fast that has changed. Welcome back, Ross. Did you enjoy your breakfast? Oh.
You have failed to eat that. What's that?
It's a mushroom. My dad was teasing me about the fact that I'm eating some toast. Eight minutes to Epic's refresh and new free games. Enjoy. Look at this good girl doggo. It actually looks like her now. So she's got like a caramel patch of fur like right here. Almost falling into this amber color in the shadow areas. There's got a bit right here too. Sorry I've gotten so quiet. I started concentrating here. Do a flip and a step back. Tire here. Also trying to be sure I'm up to date with some bills. Fair enough. I'm getting way back. Look at the picture. I think I've got the weird eye right. The shape of the face is a little bit better. Need to fix still a little around, like, the top side of the muzzle where it's the crease of the mouth is. It's not quite the right shape. Almost. It's very close. The nose is wrong. Quite a bit. Have you shared a good picture of your doggo in the pets chat? Because you should do that. flip again, take a step back. Now he wanted all the attention. Sometimes if I did so much as break eye contact, he would be barking at me. She also liked peace and quiet, which is why I generally prefer cats, because they're generally quiet. Although Atlas, he would scream all the time. I like Tesla meows too. So, but the neighbor's dog, all it does is bark. It barks and barks and barks and barks and barks and barks for hours and hours and hours. Okay, now if we look at Bob, Bob hears his name, starts barking. Yep. It must be weird to see me chewing, but you can't hear any chewing. Toast is so good. So it looks like it's about 3 to 6 hours for a quick portrait. I'm not sure how much I should charge for that. If I want to offer pet portraits. Because I don't want to overcharge, but I don't want to undercharge either. And I just don't know. Maybe I should look up what other people charge for pet portraits. I didn't make my bed this morning. Makes my room look messy. It's a cheese! He's going down the stairs. Probably giving my cat more tuna. Because Tesla has learned that cheese is a softie, and if he just meows at him, he's gonna get more tuna. But Tesla shouldn't have too much tuna. Because mercury. Because we've poisoned our environment. Yeah, I still don't have the nose right. This would be one of those cases where I would step away from this painting for a couple of hours at this point. Kidding me, I can't wait for technology to help clean up the environment. Today, me, oh, you sweet summer child. Hey, look, we are using some technology to help clean the environment. We're working on it. It's just, it's not a money-making venture. It's one of those things that has to be, like, publicly supported. There are ocean cleanup projects. There are projects that are keeping stuff from entering the ocean. I do believe I've shared that in Good News or Sciences before. So, you should definitely check those channels. News and Sciences. Just, if it's politics news, avoid it. Sometimes I'll share politics stuff. Last night, Midas Touch put out the 8-hour deposition to the White House about Donald Trump's interference in the 2020 election. And this was the guy that said that the information that he had could prove that Donald Trump interfered in the 2020 election. And they put out the 8-hour video. And I had a very helpful friend go and download it for me last night and send me the link to download it, just in case it gets taken down. And so that there's a copy of it somewhere. So that the world knows. I haven't had a chance to watch it because I found out at like 11 p.m. And I was already heading to bed. So, did Donald Trump interfere in the 2020 election? I don't know. We'll probably find out in the coming days. But if he did, it would be enough to get him arrested. Will America actually do the right thing? Probably not. But we can hope. It would be a great New Year's gift to the world. And also to their allies, who are presently no longer allies. Because you're doing us a concern, America. You're doing everybody a big concern. Your president shows sundowning symptoms, which is what stroke and Alzheimer's victims suffer from. When their circadian rhythm gets messed up. For people with Alzheimer's, which we're all pretty sure Donald Trump has, you don't make stuff up. Well, you replace the missing information in your brain with paranoia and your own truths. So you believe these things to be true. You don't think you're lying. You actually firmly believe these things to be true. So the rants he goes on at like 2 o'clock in the morning on Twitter. He believes these things are real. The deposition that was released last night? I don't think so. The one that was released last night... I don't have the tab up. Although, This headline is interesting. GOP loses by 43 points. Iowa turning blue. Iowa! It's blue now. What the hell? That is a wild, wild thing to see happen. Even with all the gerrymandering. Good luck. Good luck with the voting this year. I definitely recommend that you absolutely do your best to make sure you go and vote. Everybody vote. Even if you believe in the opposite of what I believe, you should be voting. Hello, fantasy. But yeah, you should be voting. Even if you don't believe in the same things I believe in, you should be voting. Absolutely. "2025 was a big silver linings, but honestly, it's hard to see the forest for the trees after watching it come up in flames." Fair enough. Yeah. You don't have a dumpster fire anymore. It's like full on Centralia. Yeah, like the underground is on fire, and you're never gonna put it out unless you do something really drastic. I'm not saying like violence drastic, but like, you know, government needs to be stripped bare, all the secrets out. Doesn't matter which side it hurts or hinders, or who goes to jail, who becomes embarrassed, what allies no longer trust you anymore because of the bullshit that you've pulled. You need to do like a full deep clean and purge the horde. Just clean it out. My dad scared me. Thank you, Papa. Hey, suddenly my tea appeared next to me when I was saying that. I literally jumped. Yep. The American government is like a hoarder's house right now. It just needs to have a deep clean, like to the point where you might be ripping off some drywall and replacing insulation and even cutting out some of the subfloor where things are really rotted. That's what you gotta do. I don't vote for colors. I vote for the person who has many goals and beliefs and match our own. Yeah, well, that's how you're supposed to vote, but America's turned voting into a political sports game. And they're trying to push that on the rest of the world, too. Just strip the home down to the bare frame. Yep. Just expose it all. And then turn into a parliamentary democracy, because you need to be able to have a vote of non-confidence. Yes, burst balls! Hand egg, stick puck. Look at this dog. It's a beautiful dog. It's a dog. Dogs are always great. Right? That light enough for you? Look, I'm not talking about a subject in a heavy way like I normally do. I'm trying to be light about it. Talk about something a little lighter like helium. And then we can talk about something heavier like sulfur hexafluoride. And then my voice becomes really low. Ha ha! I love that clip. Adam Savage is great. Right as my mug went to my lips. Good job. Very beautiful dog. Welcome back, Helga. I still don't have the face quite right. I see where some of the problems are. My tea is really hot, and there isn't enough milk in it again. There's a problem right in here. My tea is too hot. This needs to come in a little bit. Maybe I was a little bit too much. This needs to come out a little bit. Too much. This has to come in quite a bit. Well, that's a lot better. This is still wrong. Yeah, I need a flip. Sit back a bit. Tough drink. Tough drink. It's actually pretty gentle drink. Oh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. I need to shorten the snout a bit. I have come into contact with the knowledge that since Jazz's new video on AI art, that he has had a fight on Twitter with his brother, and it is glorious. Yeah, well, Shat's an idiot, so... I think Jazza needs to put his foot down and just tell his brother that he's not an artist, and he may be a writer, but he's not that great of a writer, and he's an even worse person. And I used to respect Shat, so... But I also used to respect Elon Musk. We all know how I feel about that man. You're allowed to change your opinions on a person. Especially in light of new information. If you never change your opinions, it means you think you're perfect, and I don't want to know people like that. If you can't admit your mistakes. I'm willing to admit that I was fooled by Elon Musk. But I'm not so prideful that I'll never admit my mistakes. But if you have an artistic eye, I have an artistic eye, and I can tell you when things are bad, but I'm still not going to use AI. More fireworks? Weird. Prune juice, warriors drink. I love it. That's one of my favorite lines from Star Trek. I can only imagine how if, like, I and my brother were famous and we still had our viewpoints of now. Yeah. Maybe a published author doesn't mean a story should have been published. Fair enough. And it was trad published, too. Shardiversity is an idiot, always has been. I think I saw one of those videos like a decade ago, and it was like a minute in. I was like, nope, not supporting morons. You see, I used to really like his channel. His channel was fun. He did fun things. But then I started to see, like, his views on women and gay people and trans people, and I started to get really kind of, like, soured by that. And then, you know, the Mormonism, and it's like, you hate these people, and you think you're better than them because of your invisible sky god. Like, that's horrible. And then the AI stuff came out, and I was like, absolutely not. I finally said, nope, he's not a good person. He thinks he's a good person, but he's not. Just buy a whole bunch of fireworks and hand them out to middle school boys. Government will take care of the rest, yeah. Liquid laxatives. Well, we don't know how Klingons handle prune juice, so. One said about the fireworks that at the end of the day, they'll just have spent lots of money and they'll have nothing to show for it. Oh, yeah, that's very true. Okay, one of the things we're getting Shad, even though. So, what the fuck happened to you, man? Your ass used to be beautiful. What? He was an okay guy, and I think fame got to his head, and the fact that his brother was a better artist than him got to his head. I think it just finally got to him, and he couldn't stand that because Jazza had better success in art and in YouTube. When he started complaining about like YouTube shadow banning his channel, I'm like, why would they shadow ban his channel? Like, of all people, why Shad? YouTube's more likely to shadow ban me. And I don't even have any semblance of a following. At least not on YouTube. I have a much better following here. I should multi-stream to Kick, but man, figuring out the technology for that. Ugh. But it's good for me to figure out new things because that's good for my brain. It's good to learn new things. This painting is going to be so good. Actually, a bit of this caramel color up in her ear right here. And there's the highlight that comes down here. Sorry, I'll look at chat in a minute. Highlight here, and it's much darker right here. There's too much brown in this ear. Actually, I haven't checked recently if Clip Studio has had a sale for Clip Studio 4. This looks so good. It looks so good. Aline, hello, Happy New Year. I love you. How you doing? Oh. I don't allow Ross's post there. Fantasy, is your criminal actually the bad guy, or is he like the good guy who's just like got a rough life? I'm very confused about this bad guy. I think his peak was fighting the wire on women with swords, and then he went back to moronic style very quick. I don't remember the fighting women or fighting the wire on women with swords. I don't remember that. What did he do? What did the wire do? This is one of the mods that, like, I said something offensive and that was bad, not because it was offensive, but I'm onto the truth. How dare they? Yeah, he's like almost a conspiracy theorist. Why are you booing me if I'm right? Because you're not! I'm saying the most amusing thing I saw recently was Jazza learning to use a sword from Shad. Shad losing his mind because Jazza was goofing off for the YouTube video. The comments being like, Jazza, you'll learn more realistic sword fighting from anime than from Shad. Yeah, you should go hang out with Skelegrim. See all the artists that show at one point. Eric said one thing, Hannibal corrects him, the crowd boos Hannibal, and Hannibal's like, why are you booing me if I'm right? And in that case, Shad thinks he's always right, but he isn't. Well, that's because he's got the power of God on his side. You get to remember, these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons. Wow. One comment even says something like, SpongeBob with his spatula is a better swordsman than Shad's ever been. Wow. You see, I've never done any sword fighting, so I don't really know. So, like, to a layman, Shad looks like he knows what he's talking about. I feel like the death. Next New Year, I will not be working on the 31st. I'm still so tired. Are you sick, Aline? Are you okay? Might have been the Daily Wire. What about Skull? If Jazza wants to learn sword fighting, he should go hang out with Skelegrim. They said that swords are too unwieldy to be used. Okay, Shad has an okay viewpoint on women, then. It's not... A broken clock is right twice a day. That's Shad. Shad is the broken clock. But women can use swords. We can use spears. We can use claymores. We're just as good at sword fighting as men. Only Conan's Atlantean sword? I think that's even unwieldy by most men. Yeah, but you can still teach people, Neff. Even if you have an injury, you can still teach people about form by having them hold the form, and then you put them in the right position and you very slowly show them motions. Like, you don't have to spar with people to teach them how to sword fight. You could do like a Tai Chi version of sword fighting. Very slow movements to teach people the muscle memory on how it's supposed to go. It doesn't change the fact that well, that's the point of a broken clock is right twice a day. Ross, that's the whole point of the saying. I started work at 7 and got off at 1500-ish. Oof. That's a long shift. Well, I mean, that's a pretty normal shift. That's pretty normal in North America, let's be honest. 7 to 3. This Twitch is freaking out again on Dutch. It's about structure, not strength, yes. I was very tired of Aline last night. I have a question for you, Aline. Might be a bit random. If there was a flower that represented your conquest character, what would it be? Any kind of flower, even an imaginary one, though preferably something real. Flowers. Anything else? Acorns? Leaves? Could be a kind of leaf, like a maple. Or like, I don't know, oak. Acorns. I'm just curious. I feel like Arias would be like maple leaves or something. Like some really fiery colored maple leaves. So it doesn't have to be flowers, but, you know, nature material, I guess. Mushrooms. No one's stealing your oak leaves. It's just oak leaves. There are two different kinds of oak leaves. There's the rounded ones, the pointed ones. They're very distinctive shapes. Oh, I was asking Aline what flower or, I guess, nature thing would represent her character from Conquest. It's specifically a question for Conquest friends who have already been to Conquest and know Nameless. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. Concentrating on a very specific point. Another step back. The yarrow? I'll have to look that up. I don't know what that is. Yarrow. Ooh. Oh god, why is this taking 8 billion years to load? It comes in yellow, red, white, and pink, it looks like. So which color yarrow? Just to hold up both oak leaves, number 1 or number 2? When I was a kid, I found that whole misogyny thing to be off-putting. First on morality, general principle, and the whole golden rule thing. You know, I just want to throw file cabinets at people who believe that crap. Yeah. Look very unassuming, but a very good herb to have in a pinch. Nice. Approximately 500 categories species of oak trees. Yes, but there's 2 very distinct oak leaf shapes. There's the pointy ones and then there's the round ones. Thank you, Helga. She's an amazing doggo. This'll take a little bit longer to finish than just one stream because we're already at the end of stream. So this is between a 3 and 6 hour practice painting. It'll probably take about another 3 hours to finish, and like super fine details, if I want to put super fine details in, you know, maybe another hour on top of that. But like it gets to the point where the changes are so small that it's not worth streaming it, because I would just be silent the whole time because I'm concentrating so hard. So I'll probably paint in her tags next, after I do some work on the fluff. Because that part of the fluff is blocked by the laptop table, I don't know exactly what her fluff looked like there. So I'll either have to make something up, or if there's an image that I could reference of Tessa. The soldier's band-aid. I have heard of yarrow in like medical references. Like apothecary references. Nephew, thank you for this reach. But what color, Yarrow? Red, white, yellow, pink? Tesla has come up to eat his kibble. Okay. I need to find out other flowers for friends. At Conquest. Hey, Babbins. I might try to do drawings of flowers, because I do need more plant practice. Thank you for the hydrate, Conk. Apparently there's a version of Yarrow called Pomegranate or Tutti Frutti. And it's this sort of like, it's a red, but it's kind of a fuchsia. It's really neat. Alright. The stream is almost over. So we should find someone to raid, and it looks like it's going to be CNOT today. I wanted to raid CNOT yesterday, but he wasn't on. Conk, what the fuck? And Cora, what the fuck? You guys are weird. Thank you for the hydrate, Neff. Now, everybody, make sure you take all your meds and your vitamins that you're supposed to. Neff is boop my snoot. It is the boop snoot. Like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop boop. Boop snoot. Wes, I'll say... Is it kining or signing? Or sinning? What does that mean, Cora? Hey, Death. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. We haven't seen Necromancer this morning. I hope he's okay. I see Mewjuice is lurking. That's what I'm calling you out, friend. Cunning. King? I'm no king. But we're off sailing down the waters. The first raid of 2026. Going to CNOT Bush with his immaculate vibes and his extremely awesome sculpting. Craft night tonight, if it happens, we'll be doing more sculpty stuff, so I'll be sculpting later today, so it's relevant. Kvatch's had or snoot booped by the Neff. Everybody, front raid into Sea Nut Bush. May you all have a fantastic day. Hold on a sec. We'll do that. May you all have a fantastic day. And I will see you all tomorrow for the second day of 2026. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Right. I love you. Bye-bye.